at Black Beach.
Oh no. Sneaker raid. Watch out for sneaker raid. First moments, we're just walking around here, looking at the, suddenly, there it is, sea stack. We have a little chit chat here because this. Okay, so of course the exciting thing here is the basalts and the columns right on the black sand beach, and behind us is a cave. So the waves undercut the caves, and then ultimately they will make cut all the way through, and then they will isolate, and then we get a sea stack.
He wants you. And uh-oh, I'm not doing that.
So, I don't know if I can get down. So we're at Black Beach in southern Iceland on the coastline, and you can see the lithic fragments of the basalt, but above it are the columns, and they're spectacular right here on the coastline. And what makes it great, of course, are the huge cooling joints of the columnar basalts in this sill. But on top of the sill there are inclined intrusions, and the intrusions have finer cooling joints. So we can see very massive columns and then layers with inclined layers of intrusions with finer columns, and it's just absolutely spectacular. And what happens is that this cave, in time the sea will cut through a cave, and when the cave gets totally undercut, you get an isolated sea stack. And so we see some beautiful sea stacks out on the coastline. And there's a beautiful one right around the corner. And it's 65 meters tall, so it's quite impressive.
We're at Black Sand Beach in southern Iceland. I want to say hi to Jeff Carson and Syracuse University. This is a place where many years they took field trips to Iceland. And this is a great example of columnar basalt. And I'm so happy to be here.
Just to show that we're adventurous, but not too adventurous.
Water and lava leads to an explosive eruption. The lava then fragments, creating fine ash tephra that is subsequently ejected from the vent. As tephra begins to settle around the vent, the sides of the volcano build up and quickly solidify into palagonite tuff,
Is that all
which
still
is this
underwater?
yellow. Yeah, this is happening underwater.
So you still get ash and dust underwater?
Yes,
Alright.
in the shallow water.
Shallow water.
But if it's a bit deeper, it's pillows. But tephra continues to build up the volcano. Eventually, if the water is no longer able to access the eruption crater, lava begins to flow, building up layer upon layer. Lava intrusions are common and are created when lava forces its way into the tuff during an eruption. If a tuff prevents water from coming into contact with the lava during an intrusion, the lava often forms basalt columns as it slowly cools and cracks, often creating hexagonal shaped columns as the surface area decreases. These remarkable columns always stand perpendicular to the cooling surface, and the direction of the columns can often vary due to multiple cooling surfaces. Powerful erosional forces, especially in the form of waves from the sea, have created many beautiful formations and have contributed to the shape of Mount Reynisfjara, which is the mountain coming along. Coastal cliffs are formed where ocean waves erode the rock faces near the coastline, weakening the overhanging rocks, which ultimately collapse, forming near vertical cliffs. Although these rock pools can help slow down the erosion of cliffs, for a period of time, ocean waves quickly carry away scree and fine sediment, leaving only larger rocks which take a longer time to break down. Eventually they too will be washed away, thus creating a continuous erosional cycle. Sea caves are common in coastal cliffs and a result of erosion of rock faces, where the overhanging rocks are strong enough to keep it from collapsing. Several sea caves can be found in Mount Reynisfjara. So this sea cave we can go into if the tide is right and see lovely cooling in it. The largest, which is I can't say it. The westernmost cave on the beach. Rockfall can suddenly occur in these caves, so please proceed with caution. Sea stacks are formed where the waves have eroded portions of a headland. A freestanding stack was once part of the headland, and they are made from material that was better able to withstand the forces of erosion. Reynisfjara sea stacks are good examples of this type of erosion and were once most likely part of the headland. The base of the stacks are made from columnar basalt, whereas the tuff that once surrounded them has been eroded away.
Oh shit,
You're saying shut up?
Quello della vella che sta a fare, lo deve imboccare.
La vella l'ho provato a portare. You can see from here.
啊幸亏上来，你要这儿还有一片呢。哇 I think that's epidote. Right there.
Here we are at Diamond Beach, and we see chunks.
Okay, so this is very exciting. So one of the things we've noticed is that the layers in the far cliffs are dipping, and you can see them dipping all the way across the outcrop, dipping, dipping, dipping. And as James has advised us, they're dipping in towards the rift. And this is an exposure. That's the closest thing that we can relate to seaward dipping reflectors. Now on seismic, there has to be acoustic impedance. So these layers are all very similar, but if there were intrusive sills or things that are harder with acoustic impedance, those would be seaward dipping reflectors.